Welcome back to my channel. So in this tutorial we are going to learn about React props. So what is the props? Props is basically the value which we pass to the any function or class component. So let's begin with the practical approach to learn about React props. So in our example we are passing props from one component to another component. So in our example app is one root component and second component is test component. So we are passing parameter from app component to test component. So how to pass that? It is behave like a functional parameter. If you know any programming language function parameter, you can see that this is a similar behave. So we have to pass one counter variable. First we are define one counter variable. Then we are passing one value as 1. Then we can access this counter in test component. So how to do that? So first we have to save this app component, and in test component we have to access this counter variable using props. So in React, props is actually an object. So accessing this object, we can access any parameter passed to this component. We can access using this object. So how to? Let's print out this parameter. One is props value. Then this props then counter. So we can check that value. That is value is 1. So this is a simple example for how to access props value in React. So next example is how to control parent component state using props. First, we have to define one state variable that is counter, and one updater function is set counter using react.useState. If you don't know how to create a state variable in any function cover, you can check my previous video. Now let's do one more function in the parent component. Name is the constant update counter, and this is going to be the shorthand arrow syntax. In update counter we are calling set counter function with previous state counter, and it will going to update counter as 1. So inside update counter function we are going to call the set counter batch function for update the counter variable, counter state variable in parent function component. Let's pass this update counter to test component. So update counter. So we are passing. Also we have to pass the latest counter variable, counter state variable. So we are passing counter state variable, name is counter, and we are passing one function that is name is update counter, name is update counter using props. So you have to access these two things in test. Already we have accessed the counter variable. Let's create one button. Name is update counter, and we have to add one event handler on click, and we have to create one shorthand syntax. This is advanced level shorthand index, and in this shorthand arrow event handler we have to call the update counter, that is name is props.update counter function. So on button on click, the props in using props object, the update counter function of the parent component will be called. Now let's check in a browser, is this working or not? So our counter variable starting initial value is 0, and there is one button update counter in test component. So if we click the update counter, you can check that counter variable is updating. So this is a simplest way to control any parent component state using child component.